Nothing is more etched in New Hampshire's granite mountains than the state's status holding the first presidential primary in an election year. State law mandates the primary election to be held at least 7 days before any other state holds its primary. By being first, New Hampshire has a reputation as a king maker and a king slayer. In 1952, Democratic Senator Estes Kefauver soundly beat President Harry Truman, who then decided not to run for re-election. In that same year, Republicans put war hero General Dwight Eisenhower on New Hampshire's ballot. Eisenhower did not campaign in the state, but he won the primary anyway, and he became a 2-term U.S. president. In 1968, anti-Vietnam War candidate Senator Eugene McCarthy came within 8 percentage points of President Lyndon Johnson in New Hampshire, enough to convince Johnson to drop out of the campaign.
I shall not seek, and I will not accept the nomination of my party for another term as your president.
A narrow victory in New Hampshire vaulted Jimmy Carter from being the unknown governor of Georgia to the Democratic nominee and president in 1976. Ronald Reagan won nearly 50% of the vote against 5 other Republican contenders in 1980 to kickstart his 2 terms as president. And Bill Clinton earned the nickname the Comeback Kid with a strong second-place finish in 1992, paving the way for his election as president. Nestled in the northeast U.S., New Hampshire ranks 45th in size and 41st in population. However, it does not reflect the nation's diversity. 93% of New Hampshire's 1.3 million people are white. Those voters fiercely defend their first-in-the-nation primary status by taking the time to meet candidates who start campaigning in New Hampshire a year before the primary. And yes, Iowa did cast the first votes earlier in February. But that was a caucus where political party members go to an evening meeting and publicly declare for a candidate. Primary voters cast secret ballots, and polls are open most of the day. And in New Hampshire, voting is not limited to just party members. Independents and even Republicans can vote in Tuesday's Democratic primary. Steve Redisch, VOA News.